Why don't you want people to get medicine?
I want people to get medicine. You're confused.
He's telling
you.
But he
sounds like I'm confused, but you did go to jail, so I think me and the judge are on the same page.
I think the people who end up being federal judges and federal prosecutors were the people who were hall monitors in high school.
But the people who raise the price of AIDS medication are fucking dorks, dude. That sucks.
I don't think so. I mean, I know you don't want to get canceled again, but
what?
He hiked the price of a life-saving drug by 5,000% and laughed the whole way to the bank. In a world where profit trumps principle, it's not the kindest or most ethical who rise to the top. It's the ones willing to play without a conscience. This is the story of Martin Shkreli and why the worst people often win. Psychologists call it the Dark Triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Traits most people would avoid in a friend. But in corporate culture, they're often rewarded.
A Machiavellian is someone who, so let's say, if I was Machiavellian in our discussions, what I would have done was think, before I came here, I thought, well, what can Joe offer me? And then I think, well, how can I play Joe with my language so I'm most likely to get what I'm, the narrow, impulsive, selfish thing that I'm aiming at right now. So that's how a Machiavellian operates. A narcissist, that's the next part of the Dark Triad, is someone who wants social status without doing any of the work. They want all the attention. If you're dating a narcissist or in a relationship with a narcissist, they'll alienate all your family members and your friends so that they get all the attention. And that'll just be the first of the games they play with you.
Yeah.
Then you have psychopathy, and the psychopaths are parasitical predators. And so the predator will take whatever you've got, and the parasite will live off you.
Confidence without empathy, charm without integrity, risk-taking without fear. They climb ladders, not because they care, but because they don't. Martin Shkreli is a case study in what happens when these traits meet capitalism. Martin was born in Brooklyn in 1983 to working-class Albanian and Croatian immigrants. By all accounts, he was bright, winning math competitions and diving into Wall Street internships while still in high school. But behind the ambition was a ruthless edge. Co-workers described him as brilliant, but arrogant, strategic, but manipulative. He started his first hedge fund at just 23, and when one failed, he simply started another. No care for how his actions affected others, just a ruthless desire for success. In 2015, Martin became the CEO of Turning Pharmaceuticals. He acquired the rights to Daraprim, a drug used to treat a rare, deadly infection. Then, he did the unthinkable, raised the price from $13.50 to $750 a pill, a 5,000% increase overnight. The impact was devastating. Patients with compromised immune systems, including those with HIV, cancer, and rare parasitic infections, found themselves unable to afford life-saving treatment. Hospitals struggled to stock the drug, and doctors were forced to make impossible choices. The backlash was instant, but Martin doubled down. He showed no remorse. He smirked in interviews, he mocked critics on Twitter. To him, it was simple. The market allowed it, so he did it. He wasn't a villain in his eyes. He was a capitalist, just playing by the rules. And in a way, he was right. The traits that made Martin infamous, they're not uncommon among CEOs. Studies have shown that corporate leaders are far more likely to exhibit Dark Triad traits than the general population. Because in high-stakes business, empathy is a liability, caution is a weakness. Martin weaponized his narcissism, building a cult-like following online. He reveled in being hated, because in his mind, attention was power. But it wasn't the drug pricing that took him down. Martin was arrested for running what prosecutors called a Ponzi-like scheme, using money from one group of investors to quietly pay off another. He had lied about his hedge fund's performance and illegally diverted assets. In 2017, he was convicted on multiple counts of securities fraud and sentenced to 7 years in federal prison. He was also fined over $7 million and ordered to forfeit assets, including a rare Wu-Tang Clan album he had purchased for $2 million. Even then, he didn't go quietly. From behind bars, he continued to post online through intermediaries, issued complaints, and maintained his provocative persona. For Martin, the stage was never optional. It was essential. In 2022, he was released. And now, he's back online, running a new business, unrepentant, unchanged, because people like Martin rarely see themselves as the villain. So why do the worst people rise to the top? Because our system rewards them. Because shareholder value matters more than human values. Because in capitalism, the line between innovation and exploitation is thin. Martin Shkreli isn't an exception. He's a product of the system. He embodies a culture that often values wealth and power more than ethics and impact. This isn't just a story of one man, it's a story about the kind of people our society elevates. Until we change what we reward, we'll keep seeing people like Martin Shkreli rise. If you found this video thought-provoking, subscribe for more deep dives into the minds of criminals and the psychology of crime. This is Path to Chaos, where we expose the dark psychology of power.